iLover showcases the powerful, creative, and entrepreneurial capabilities of the iPad and its apps.
Hey everyone, Robert here, and today I want to go over our Pinterest for Beginners tutorial. And I'm going to have this tutorial set up in two different segments. The first segment is going to be on the computers, Pinterest as you see it on the computers. The second segment is going to be Pinterest on your mobile device. And what it is just a place to be able to collect pictures off of different websites. Now, it sounds pretty simplistic here, but Pinterest is pretty intuitive as to what you like. So if you go onto a website, let's say that for me, and this is my feed, I have an interest in steampunk. Now I have several boards that go over different steampunk pictures that, keep me inspired and keep me going with stuff. And we'll get into what a board is, and we'll get into how to collect pictures and put them on a board on your account. But let's go over the interface first. Right now what you're seeing, all of these pictures, this is your feed, basically your home feed. And off to the far left here, your P logo, your Pinterest logo, takes you back to your home page. So all you have to do is just click on that and it will take you back to your home feed. Now your search bar is pretty self-explanatory. You can go into your most recent searches. For me, animation and welding art, or getting into stop motion stuff. You can get into all of these different search engine ideas, or you could just do one for yourself. So let's say that we want to do, let's say that you're interested in cakes. Okay, so you type in cakes and you will be shown search results that are basically off of cakes. Now, if you're really into this, this is a great place for you to get inspired. And all of these will link back to the websites where they came from. But let's go ahead and get into what we see down below here. Now you'll see within your search, you'll see all of these that are here, things that were pinned within the last 15, 30, 45 minutes, that type of thing. You can also get into subsections of cakes within your search. You can get into subsections of here, and you also have all of these subsections that relate to the search, and you can go ahead and click on any one of these. I've clicked on strawberry, and it will show up all of the ones that are tagged or have in their description or within their title as strawberry. And you can apply filters. You can go through your pins, all these product pins. You can go through people. If people have account names with strawberry cakes in them, you can sort by those. You can also sort by boards and that type of thing. So going beyond the search, you have, of course, your home button that will take you back to your home feed. And like I said, your home feed is going to be based off of what boards you have set up, as well as interests that you have. You also have the ability to be able to explore. You can go into some of the top main categories. They go through sort of what's going on, what's hot at the time, and you can start your exploration here. Off to the near far right, you have my account. If I were to click on that, it would take me to my profile, and you can see all of the different boards that I have set up. You can organize them by boards. You can organize them by pins that I have pinned to specific boards, so it'll show all the pins that I have on there in a type of homepage format. You can do tries, and it gives you a description as to kind of what you want to do. You can add notes and photos to recipes you've made, places you travel, and other ideas you've tried. So basically it's an exploration board, things like that you've done. And you can also get onto topics. You can get into tech, cats, dogs, art, all the different topics that you wanted to, and you can go ahead and follow each one of these particular topics. I am already following Star Trek, Star Wars. I'm following all of these, but I could go in and follow some more if I like. And off to the upper right here, you can see the notifications that you've got. You can also check your inbox should anyone have inboxed you. And off to the very far right, you have your basically an option to get a business account. You can get into your edit settings, you can get help, see the terms and policies, and then of course you can log out of here should you choose. But let's go ahead and go back to the home. You can either tap on that or you can tap on the Pinterest here. And if you'll notice down in the far right hand side, one of the things that you can do is you can tap or you can click on the plus symbol and you can go ahead and get the add-on for Pinterest. Now I'm running Google Chrome, and if you'll notice up in the upper right hand corner, you will see a Pinterest logo here. Now it's grayed out. There's no reason to really save any pins here. But if you tap on this little plus symbol within your browser, you can either upload a pin, you can save from the website, but it also gives you the option of being able to download the browser extension should you not have it. Now since I've already got it, it's giving me these options here. You can also tap on the question and you can see the visit the help center, see order history, or create a widget, and I'll let you explore that on your own time. Now let's say we want to go ahead and make a pin. Let's go ahead and make a pin on an item, and I do not have this item pinned. Now whenever you roll over each one of these, you'll notice that the cursor turns into a little plus. Now if I tap on that, I'm going to get a more full image, seeing the description and titles, and then it's going to show me more pins that seem to be similar to the pin that I'm looking at right now. So you can also have the option of being able to expand this to a larger size. You can do it that way, and should you not, you can go ahead and click on the X in the upper right hand corner. Click on that and get out of that. Now I'm going to go ahead and go back home, because the options that we have here are going to be options that we have in the home feed. So let's say that I wanted to go ahead and I like this pin and I wanted to share it to my various social networks. So I could tap on that and share to various Facebook, Twitter. I could share via Messenger or through a text, or just grab the link, or you can send via email, or you can send to people whom you are following and who follow you. It's sort of a nice little community thing. What you can do at this point is you can save this pin. So I'm going to click on this, and as you can see, I can choose a board that I have. Now the top choices, these are the most recent choices that I have made. Or you can have it show all of your boards, or at this point you can create a board. So I'm going to go ahead and choose to save this image on my general steampunk board, and I'm going to go ahead and save. So if I were to go back to my profile and go to my steampunk board, as you can see, this pin has already been added. Now I'm going to go ahead and go back home, and we are going to go through the rest of the interface. Now this right here at the very bottom of each one of these pins, you're going to notice a spot where you can click on the web page. So if I do that, it opens up a separate browser window to where the image is located. Now this is just basically, it's a website, and basically that's what it is. You're collecting pins from different websites that you have a particular interest in, based upon the images that are there. And I think your head can start to work around that there's some marketing potential that's there. You can work up a board. Let's just say that you have you're doing catering, for example. You're doing catering, which for you might involve food, might involve flowers, might involve cakes, might involve napkins or whatever. But you can set up your own separate boards linking to each one of these particular areas, and you can have your own board where you collect different cakes, different foods, different like napkins, cutlery, different like flowers and things like that. And what that makes you is that makes you a hub for particular people that have similar interests. And this is great if you have your own website. With regard to your personal website or your own business, you can have your own website and pin your own stuff linking back to the website, and then people can go ahead and search for you based off of what you have named your particular board or what you have named your particular image. So let's get off site for right now. And let's go ahead and do a search for, let's see, for me, we're going to go ahead and do steampunk. And we're going to do that. And what I'm going to go ahead and do, what is steampunk, let's go ahead and just click on the first image or first link that we've got here. Now, on this website, there are pictures that are on here, okay? But if you'll notice up in the upper right hand corner of my browser, because I have the add-on to Google Chrome, and of course there are add-ons for Internet Explorer, Firefox, Opera, and other browsers that are out there. Whenever I click on that, it is going to give me all the images on the web page that I have, and I can choose to save each one of these to a particular board or create a board. Now, I haven't found any that I want off of that, so let's go ahead and get into one of BuzzFeed's deal with steampunk, see if they have anything here, and we're going to click on the P. Okay, I like this, so I'm going to go ahead and save this pin, and I am going to go ahead and choose steampunk costumes and save it. Okay, and I can choose to see it now if I wanted to within my board. Okay, so everyone is going to go ahead and be able to search for this. They'll be able to search for steampunk or fashion or 6 rules of steampunk fashion or anywhere within the description, and it already has everything in here so that people, whenever they go to their particular board or they go to my board, and let's go back to my profile and we'll go ahead and go into steampunk costumes. If they're on Pinterest right now and they click on that, they'll be able to see, but I can go ahead and just click on that and it will link it back to the BuzzFeed site. Once again, you have the option of being able to market, you know, your particular brand, or be able to market other people's brand that is there, and see the title is going to be the same as to what is on the website. So you really don't have to edit anything. You could just start pinning and pinning and pinning. And the boards are great things to set up to organize everything. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to Pinterest. And get back to my board. And of course things will change once you're there. Ooh, I like that one. I'm going to go ahead and save that. And we're going to go ahead and do it under, I think that's a clock. Or Steampunk Tendencies. Yeah, let's go ahead and save that. And, ooh, that's pretty. We're going to go ahead and do that to steampunk art. And of course, you can spend a lot of time on here. And of course, it gives you suggestions as to what else you might like based upon the boards. And the more time that you spend on Pinterest, the more intuitive it gets with regard to how things go. And we're going to do one more. I'm going to save that to my steampunk clocks, I should say. I think I've already got this, but that's all right. And hey, while we're here, okay, I need to get off of this because I can really get into it here. and we'll go ahead and do that. Now, the thing that you cannot do is you cannot go through various social media websites or image-based searches and start pinning. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to try to go ahead and do a pin from an image search. So I'm going to go ahead and type in steampunk. And that stuff is there. And we are going to go ahead and click on the steampunk that is there. And all of these images are here. I'm going to go ahead and save this one to my steampunk costumes. And I don't choose to see it now. But you can go down through here, and there may be some places such as like Facebook. If you go onto Facebook and you were to try to pin this, you can see it's going to be grayed out. So Facebook is not going to allow you to go off of just the basic feeds. If I were to go into my photo album, it's not going to do anything like that. So unfortunately, you're not going to be able to grab pins off of you or your friends' photo albums. See, it's grayed out. Not going to let you do that at all. But in any case, from the standpoint of the computer side, that is what Pinterest does. It's essentially, and to recap, Pinterest is a site where you can create boards that organize specific image categories to help inspire you. You can also get into marketing, and it grabs images off of various websites all over the web and allows you to be able to pin them to the boards, linking back to each one of these images should they be attached to a website. And you can pin within Pinterest. I'll go ahead and show you that real quick first. Let's go ahead and get into 3D animation. And if I wanted to, I could go ahead and save this to a board, and you can pin within the Pinterest social media site if you wanted to. But in any case, that is it from the computer side. And now we are going to go ahead and get to the mobile phone side of Pinterest and see how that works.
Hey everyone, I'm back. We're going to go ahead and look at Pinterest from the mobile phone side of things. And I'm going to go ahead and tap and open up the app for which you can get through the App Store. And your feed is basically going to look very similar. You can scroll through your feed, and to get around to different places is going to be virtually the same but in different spots. You can go through the search function here, which allows you to be able to search through different areas that you wanted to do. It allows you to go through subcategories up at the very top, and I am just swiping to the left to be able to get into the different categories. So for me, I did a search on cakes, and I went ahead and did a subsection search on bundt cakes. Now I can go ahead and tap on the camera next to the search bar, and I can go ahead and take a picture should I want to, and go ahead and add that to a board. Now I don't want to do that at this time. Now, boards within Pinterest, boards are basically a way to organize your particular areas that you're interested in. So let's just say, if you haven't listened to the first part of this, let's just say that you have interests in catering weddings. And in catering weddings, you're going to be dealing with boards that have food, boards that may have flowers, boards that may have cutlery or napkins or something like that, embroidery for napkins, things like that. I mean, Pinterest is huge from the standpoint of what is here. So you can have separate organization for each one of these boards. But before we learn into doing the pin, let's go ahead and get through the rest of the interface. On the very bottom left hand corner, you see the home where you can tap on that and it will take you back to your home feed. Now, of course, you're not going to see what I'm seeing. I am into steampunk and have done a lot of steampunk searches, so I'm seeing steampunk stuff first. And your feed here is going to be determined by your boards and by your searches, by whom you're following, and all of that. Now you can go ahead and tap on the little explore icon next to the Pinterest, and you can go ahead and explore people to follow. You can look at trending, you can go through art, you can go through home, all of these different things that you can go through, and you can explore each one. At the next to the Explore, you can tap on the little notifications icon, and you have notifications from people whom you're following, notifications from Pinterest of things that you might be interested in. You also have the inbox should any of your followers want to message you, and you also have at the very bottom next to the location, you have the saved pins. Now this is your profile that you have here, and these right here are all of the boards that I have set up. I have steampunk instruments, I have likes, there's a like function on each one of these images, and steampunk, you have steampunk art and steampunk clocks. These are the boards that I have set up. Now each one of these images, for the most part, will link you to a specific site where that came from. So let's say that this clock in the upper left-hand corner, if I tap on that, I am going to get a larger view of the clock. Now at this point, I have several options. I could tap on the arrow and go back. I can tap on my menu and I can download the image, copy or report the pin. I can send this via my different social networks or to individuals on Pinterest that I'm following. I can also tap on the save, and what this does is it's going to save it to one of my boards. Now I can tap on steampunk clocks, which is where I'm going to, or you can go ahead at this point and create a board. Now once you create a board, you add your name. You can choose to keep the board secret if you want to, or you can choose just to leave it public, and it's ideal to leave it public. So I'm going to go ahead and tap on steampunk clocks, and it was saved to that steampunk clock board. Now you have underneath, whenever you get a larger view, you have basically pins that are similar, basically in title or in description or in the tags that they choose to have on here. I'll go ahead and go back. We're going to go ahead and take a look at some of the other steampunk areas. Now once I've tapped on that and have looked at that, I can tap on it again and get a more full view. Go ahead and go through the back arrow here. And it also, you are able to upload video should you choose to.
I'm from Texas.
And I'm from Kansas City.
Very
We got married.
nice. Okay. But you can do all of these different things. Now the nice thing about it is, see, all of these things that are here, well, I shouldn't say all, but most of all of these things link to websites across the internet. And you're able to sort these images and put them into different boards based off of these different websites. So if I tap on this image, I can go ahead and visit the website. All of these images, or at least most of them that are here, are from different websites. Now, if I choose to save this pin, I'm saving all of the information from the website. So I'm basically copying it or moving this pin to my board. So from the standpoint of marketing, if you have your own website or you have your own business and people pin your particular image that you have, that pin's going to get passed around, and then people can go ahead and visit your website if you have it up and running. And this is the nice thing about it. Your website can be put around and saved on different websites. I'm going to go ahead and save this pin and put it in, and I'm going to go ahead and choose this particular image and go ahead and put it on my steampunk board. I really like that. And of course I can go ahead and do that to all of these different images that are here and save it to wherever I want. But that's the whole point, is to be able to organize all of your images on the particular board. So look, if you're into floral arrangement, you could go into and find boards related to floral arrangement, or you could do your own board. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, we're going to go ahead and tap on that. And all of these different floral arrangements are here. My wife has a board on Pinterest with clothing, and so she's got that. And what you're able to do is you're able to go ahead and pin that to your particular board, and then other people on Pinterest who like your board will be able to check that out, and they would be able to go to the site. So it's basically a way of collecting a visual bookmark of all of your favorite sites within a specific area. And that's the really neat thing. So let's go ahead and get out of here. And once we've done our app, the app function to be able to pin on a particular board is present. So I'm going to go ahead and open up Safari, and I'm going to do a search for cakes. Okay. Yeah, sure. We'll use our current location. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just scroll down. I'm going to go ahead and find a site. Let's go ahead and do Vanity Fair here. Now, all of the pictures that are here should be, sans the ads, should be available to pin. So what you have to do, if you're in Safari or within your browser, you get to your menu choice, and as you can see, the Pinterest option is here. So I'm going to go ahead and tap on that, and here are all of the images that are on that particular web page. So if I wanted to, I could tap on each one of these, and I could go ahead and create a new board, because I'm not going to put any cakes on a steampunk board. I could go ahead and create a board, and I could choose to keep the board secret, but I'm not going to create a board at this time on cakes, because for me, cakes is not an interest of mine, but it may be an interest to you or to others watching this tutorial. But in essence, that is what it is. So to recap, from the standpoint of Pinterest, Pinterest is a way to be able to organize images that you find across the web onto boards. Those images are linked to websites across the board, and you are able to have all of these boards to be able to organize, to be able to inspire you. You'd be able to keep a particular site that you're there. So if you're a website operator, it's really important to get quality pictures, intriguing pictures, and things that speak to your particular client, because you may have a person such as myself that goes across the web and finds your picture, pins it to a board, which gets your idea spread. But it's also a way just to keep everything organized.
Thanks for coming by. Please show your support for this channel by visiting our Patreon page.